Let's watch this Cyberpunk Night City Wired to the Max episode 1.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging the grave. Step in the pit with the snakes.
It's 25 minutes. I don't know if I want to commit to 25 minutes. I'll skim through it.
Hello and welcome to this, the very first episode of Night City Wire, a brand new series from us at CD Projekt Red, where we'll be talking about all things Cyberpunk 2077. For today's episode, we'll be starting with a brand new trailer. One of our developers will be joining us to help unpack everything you're going to see. We'll have some news, an announcement about a secret collaboration. We'll be taking a look at some brain dance gameplay and welcoming back our developers just to have a chat about everything.
Ready to get your
I don't want to listen to people talk. I'm literally going to skim to the footage and the footage only.
cherry popped?
I want to take in everything, you know?
Love this town. The city of endless opportunity. Ready?
God, the game looks good, huh? Like, visually,
Ready to get your cherry popped? Yeah, come on.
there's just so much detail to everything. Like, everything is thought out. You know when there's these games that come out and they look good, but you could just tell not everything's thought out. Like, there's just a lot of just blank canvas, and you could tell like when projects are rushed, and then when the projects are really well thought out and they're not working with a deadline, you know?
City like any other, just bigger.
Nah, mano. Not just any other city. Legends are born here.
The major leagues. We're only here because Dex is pulling the strings. Doubt that puts us in the same league as them.
But we are. They just don't know it yet. But if you got the cojones and you know how to use them, you can do damn near anything.
Unless you catch a bull.
Couldn't imagine playing this on console. I'm playing on my $315,000 PC with 4 2080 Ti's. That's how I'm going to play this game. Come on, let's be
Even
real.
then, you go out with a bang, right?
You know, you can make heaps more eddies as a motivational speaker.
Yo, Mr. V, a pleasure.
So what's the gig, Dex? You meant to come out in one piece? How about we go over the plan?
There's this prototype tech, a biochip to be precise. Jobs to grab it.
Guessing it belongs to a corp.
Wait, hold on.
We arrive for the plan.
There's this prototype tech, a biochip to be precise. Jobs to grab
I feel like this is like the first gameplay right there. Outside of the car driving.
it.
Kind of walking through here. Like that, this is gameplay. So it's fun to analyze the gameplay.
Guessing it belongs.
Like that, you can see the way the camera's moving and following them. That's gameplay. Ah, the game looks good, huh? Woo.
To a corp.
Arasaka.
We're robbing some heavy hitters.
Thought you could blackmail me, fucker?
High risk, high reward. First rule of the afterlife.
Ka-ching, baby.
Goes without saying.
Wait a minute. Let me see that spin.
First rule of the afterlife.
Ka-ching, baby.
Goes without saying, we do this on the hush. Ideally, no bodies, not a one.
Sounds simple enough.
He's lit, assholes!
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Don't you worry, mi amor. We're bulletproof. Get your ass moving now!
What the fuck just happened in there?
Can't stop digging Night City.
Fucking major leagues. Happy now, Jackie?
Yep, that's fucking high! Time to bail!
Oh my god, we're so fucked.
Okay, nice. Lots of talking.
About them.
Oh yes, so the Mogs is one of the gangs that player is going to interact with throughout the game. The Mogs is the gang that has been formed in 2076 after death of...
I think the one thing that, for me, playing a game like this, I hope I'm not attached to scripted quests the entire time. Like when he's walking around through here, this feels very
lazy. Now,
yeah, I don't know.
Owner.
I want to be able to just experience the world that they built in and do whatever I want. And I'm sure you could do that, but
of a brothel and former sex worker, and she was protecting working.
Like what I'm saying is, I don't want to be guided the entire time. I didn't play Witcher, so I don't know how the studio does it.
Girls from
and obviously, single player games are my kryptonite. I'll probably get lost in the menus.
Harassment from abuse, and the gang is really continuing her mission. And as a player, you are going to interact with that gang, meet multiple different NPCs, and
see, you know what I want to see? You could tell, like,
sex worker, and she was protecting the brothel, and that gang meet.
You could tell the person. See, what I want to see is right before he enters, or this character enters this venue, if you will, and they're obviously on a quest, some sort of scripted experience. I want to know the journey to get to here. Like, was he in his car freely just roaming around the city, stopping up, talking to random people, and then boom, I'm assuming that's what it is. Anyways.
Multiple different NPCs and craft your own relationship with them and understand what they are all about.
So earlier on, you did mention a 7th district.
Well, what's this?
You'll be able to traverse that space in your car or motorcycle. This is a space that is inhabited by the nomads. Nomads are living in different families, and they are traveling across that space in convoys made out of the cars and motorcycles. And as a player, you'll be able to traverse and access different type of open world content that has been prepared specifically for you to get that awesome feel of the Badlands as an area.
In the trailer, we also saw like a completely metal creature.
And time has changed, and in 2017, update your body, enhance your body, change you into this walking war machine. And as a player, you are going to meet different kind of Reaper dogs in the game, craft your own relationship with them. Some of them are like important characters for a story. Through that, you will invest eddies that you're gathering to turn your body into this tool that allows you to survive on the streets of Night City.
Pavel, thank you so much for joining us.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out. And we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
Got it.
And remember, everything on full blast. They'll spot us extra for a wicked adrenaline high.
Is Cyberpunk going to be VR? Are they going to have that? This game would be pretty awesome if it was VR.
Okay, on you go. Down, everybody, on the ground. I want to see you kissing the flooring. Money, now, or I will fucking drop you, I swear to God. Well, yeah, hey, now, before I blow your fucking head off. Ah!
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and got everything set up. Let's
Like
switch over the editor console to
So I did see this. It's like a replay system to gather more information on a situation. You can scan bodies. Here, I'll just give you the synopsis. You could scan bodies, scan cameras, get more information that might lead to another quest or give you insight on a character or some sort of side quest. I don't know. It's a replay system.
behind the clerk.
And it's possible it in the game because it helps inform us as to who these characters are.
And for
All right. There's new gameplay? Where? I didn't see the new gameplay. It looks cool. The game is so in depth. The game is so in depth. I'm not gonna sit here and watch a 25-minute video on it, unless I caught it live. Right? I think everyone watched it for the most part. So I think every week or every couple weeks they come out with these episodes that go into detail on some sort of mechanic or new mechanic or just a reveal of the game. Is there actual? We just watched 2 minutes of the new trailer, but there's not like I wanted to see raw gameplay. That's all I'm really interested in. I want to see how a player gets into a car, travels through the city, meets a random person on the street, or goes upstairs in the building, talks to a drug dealer, introduces a new quest, maybe upgrades his body. I want to see how all that just blends together in one take, in one playthrough.
After playing the first 4 hours of Cyberpunk 2077, it's tough to know where to begin. No, literally. You're offered 3 origin story choices for your V, no matter what gender and appearance you choose, and how you allocate your initial
I'm literally spending 3 hours creating my character, making sure it's accurate.
allotment of skill points. I chose the corporate backstory in order to put myself right in the thick of Night City points.
Wait, hold on.
Appearance you choose, and how you allocate your initial allotment of skill points. I chose the corporate backstory in order to put myself right in the thick of Night City from the jump, and what I quickly learned is that no matter where you start, there are so many layers to Cyberpunk 2077 that a 4-hour hands-on session isn't even enough time to scratch the surface of any of it. In a good way. But I nevertheless learned a lot about what makes Cyberpunk special, as well as what it still needs to work on between now and its new November 19th release date. Early moments, including the AV ride that conveniently takes you on an aerial tour of part of Night City, that makes clear the #1 most impressive thing about Cyberpunk 2077 in its first 4 hours. The absolutely incredible job CD Projekt Red seems to have done on world building. As you'll quickly come to see, Night City feels both alive and lived in, and its unique districts are just that, genuinely unique. There are people everywhere, from shopkeepers to sex workers to gang members to even, surprisingly, children. And interactions with just about every person of interest have many dialogue tree choices. The visual identity of Night City is also strong, with neon colors and hazy lighting giving the world an appropriately gritty feel. Advertisements for in-universe products are everywhere, cars have upwards of a dozen radio stations to choose from, the urban favela near my apartment is teeming with shops and food stands, etc. The quests do a great job of adding to this as well, with bigger jobs featuring multiple layers of setup, pregame, and intrigue, and you'll have the chance to change allegiances numerous times during these major quests as well. Anyway, after illegally parking
Champions Club Dr. Fan 100 gifted subs.
With the ball and
oh
the
man.
second one, leaving the third to cower in fear, I walked into Lizzie's
whoa,
bar to talk to my pal Jackie. He encouraged me to abandon the corporate life, but of course, it can't be that easy.
Now sit down and tell me what's got your shorts in a knot.
A driving sequence a short time later again showed off Cyberpunk's wide acting range, so to speak. 1 minute, Jackie is driving and more heavies sent by Abernathy are on our trail, so I lean out the passenger window and shoot the guys out of the back of one van and the driver of another.
Your aim's not too good, but we won't talk about that.
Jackie, with a dialogue tree assist from yours truly, sweet talks the female officer and convinces her to let us through a roadblock after the area has been locked down. Later, I encounter near opposite gameplay from the chase sequence when Judy Alvarez puts me into a brain dance, a sort of interactive video built from one's memories, in an effort to gather intel in support of the overarching main quest. Think of the Braindance editor as a cyberpunk version of Detroit Become Human's investigation scenes, where you'll scrub the timeline back and forth and examine the scene from multiple angles using audio, visual, and thermal cues. Both of the brain dances I played dragged on a bit too long, but hopefully they're tutorial-leaning exceptions. There's so much to cover during the first 4 hours of playtime that I'm leaving out a lot of stuff I also did to further invest in my character and immerse myself in Night City. From visiting the Ripper Dock to get my first cybernetic upgrades, to joining an underground fight club, to completing the same rescue the cybernetically overloaded naked woman from the bathtub full of ice mission we'd previously seen at E3, and more. Again, there is a lot going on here. It is highly unlikely that you'll burn through everything Cyberpunk 2077 has to offer in a single weekend. Well, did you just hear a lot of spoilers about Cyberpunk's early game? Technically, yes, but in practice, not really, as there is so important to mention that my 4 hours with Cyberpunk 2077 weren't perfect. I barely got a chance to I played, so it remains to be seen how large a role he plays. Mechanically, the inventory managements are exactly the... For more on Cyberpunk...
Summer of Gaming, featuring the latest ingredients...
Alright. Like, we all know it's gonna be a good game if you're... Jesus Christ, Infinity Ward! Like, we all know it's going to be a good game. I mean, people that are familiar with Witcher, from what I've heard, The Witcher is a top game of all time. One of the top games of all time, right? Especially in the RPG genre. It'll be interesting.